We now move on to the 2019 Lifetime Achievement Award, sponsored by Crowe, Isle of Man. For our Lifetime Achievement Award, there is no short list of finalists, and the winner is selected by the Sports Awards Committee from nominations received by the public. We have asked a number of people to put together the following tribute before asking sponsor Crowe, Isle of Man to announce the recipient of this year's Lifetime Achievement Award.
Our award winner tonight is someone who has played league snooker for 65 years and never missed a single match. Throughout that time, he's not only played, but he's been the captain of the Maloo team. He's also been the team bus driver for most of that time, and most importantly, he has kept the Maloo club alive through some very difficult days. It's also got to be said that he has been successful. I'm proud to have been part of the Maloo team that won the league in 1978, which Roy captained. Something in those days which would have been akin to the Leicester City winning the Premier League recently. And we showed that it wasn't just a fluke. We went on to win the Wakefield Cup on 2 further occasions, and indeed the threesomes competition. That was one of the nights when Roy, certainly as one of the country boys, got the better of the townies. Roy, we are proud to have you as our president, and we are very pleased that the fantastic achievement of all 65 years is being recognised tonight.
Well, I first started playing the game when I was 8, and that was when I first picked a cue up, and then I went straight into league snooker when I was only 9, and of course there was a lot of new things for me when I was that 9-year-old, going around the island and seeing new places, new venues. And I first came into contact with Roy obviously when we played down at the Maloo venue, which he is the captain of the team there, and he basically runs the venue. And I can vividly remember going into the venue, and one of the characteristics of Roy that he's known for in the snooker community is that he always plays in his suit, and no matter what the occasion or whatever the match, he's always there in his suit and is, immaculately dressed. So of course when I went in there as this 9-year-old and Roy's there in the club, he instantly stood out as, it's pretty obvious he was some sort of figure in the game, and iconic in the game. And he shows his craft on the table. It was obvious straight away that he was what he was with Isle of Man snooker, and how he knew the game and the tactics that he knew and things like that. And it stayed with you. So in the coming years, I didn't have too much of a connection with Roy because obviously I was playing out of a different venue, and he was playing with the Maloo venue. But we came together about probably 4 or 5 years after then, because I got a role on the snooker committee, which Roy was president of, very aptly, because he's the only real candidate for the job. It's a no-brainer that he should do that role. And then I started competing Europeans championships, international championships, which the association sends you to. Basically, you can't enter them, you have to be sent by the association. So I was in a lot of contact with Roy over that time, and he was always very supportive of what I was doing. He could see what I was trying to do in the game, and also portraying the game, portraying the Isle of Man game to a wider audience internationally. And of course I went there and to that European Championships in 2015, which is probably what I'm most well known for, and won the championship. And when I came back to the island, I had a welcome party at the airport, which was all a surprise party for me. And it was obviously arranged by family and friends, and Ken Kinraid, the chairman, was also there. But more importantly, really, for me, was the fact that Roy was there as well, as in his capacity as the president of the association. He'd taken the time out to come down to the airport and welcome me back, and big congratulations and a thanks for what I'd done, basically, for winning the tournament, and he knew what this meant for Isle of Man snooker. So you know, that was nice. That one thing I've noted with Roy over the years is that with what he's achieved in the game, you know, which we all know will never be repeated again, is that he doesn't just do it for himself, and because, yes, he enjoys playing the game, obviously, but it's the fact that he puts the time and effort in to help the game, you know, through the association, supports me, and you know, it's just good that he is willing to keep the club going and help others, and, you know, not just achieve what he has just for the benefit of himself.
Crowe Isle of Man is proud to sponsor the 2019 Isle of Man Lifetime Achievement Award, and this year's recipient is Roy Gelling.
I've just had a phone call from Ken Conrad that I've won the Lifetime Achievement Award. What a surprise, I never thought I'd win anything like that. It's wonderful, I don't know what to say.
I'd like to thank the sponsors, Crowe, Isle of Man, for sponsoring the league. In 1978 we won the first division. It was a tight goal. The last match of the season we were away to Port St Mary. And Potsy's Reynolds team, but I don't know who he was playing for then. He played for lots of teams in Douglas. But anyhow, we were level going into the last game, and they were away to Castletown and we were away to Port St Mary. And whoever won by the most won the league. So anyhow, we won the league. We beat Port St Mary 5-0, and we rushed to Castletown to see how Potsy's team got on, and they'd won 3-2, so we'd won the league. Dougie Conrad, John Conrad, Ken Conrad, Fred Driver and me. That's the only time we won the first division.
The directors and team at Crowe Isle of Man would firstly like to thank all participators in the Isle of Man Sports Awards. We find ourselves in unsettling times, with COVID-19 clearly impacting on our personal and professional lives. It must be a disheartening time for all members of the sporting community not being able to compete and train at your normal high level. Despite the difficulties being faced, I am sure that everyone will join us in thanking the key workers and frontline staff for everything that they are doing to keep the island on its 3 legs during this unprecedented time. Please be kind, stay positive, and find some time for having fun and smiling.
We now come to our